Let me tell you something that I've learned very, very recently, because you may need this lesson as well. The scripture they keep sending me is no weapon formed against you shall prosper. They did not say the weapons will not form. And it's to grow you, and it's to make you stronger, and it is to prepare you.
And he's at the church podium making a message, making a statement. And you know what? I'm going to come back to that. But everybody has a lot to say about Fani. Let's go ahead and get into it.
I mean, I think we're already there with the testimony of Robin Yeartie, who was Fani's longtime friend and for at least some time employee at the DA's office, who said, they lied. The affair began back in 2019. I know that because I witnessed it with my own eyes, and because my good friend at the time, Fani Willis, told me all about it. She was having an affair with Nathan Wade. Now, Nathan and Fani disagreed. They said it didn't start till 2022. But when we closed the day out on Thursday, we had counsel for Fani, the state attorney, Cross, say, when we come back tomorrow, we're going to put a bunch of witnesses up there to show you Robin Yeartie's a liar. That's what she promised. Didn't happen, Phil. I watched all day. I waited. Not a one.
Yeah, all we got was Fani Willis's Black Panther father, who came to court and talked all about how he loves cash. He tells his daughter to use cash. Cash is king. It's a black thing. Everything needs to be paid in cash. And he was trying to talk about selling a script. And he talked about everything except what we needed to hear was, when did this whole thing start? He claimed to never really see or talk to his daughter for various reasons. But surprisingly, he did know enough to know that at some point in 2019, she had some other boyfriend, but it wasn't Nathan Wade.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and break everything down. So Fani, they're talking about her relationship with Wade and everything, and how everything was supposed to be a lie. But in fact, it is true. She did have a relationship with this guy that she put in position to help her with the Trump case. Now, the point is, was she doing unethical things? And she was. But to be honest, which is why this whole case, we just need to let it go. We really just need to let it go. There's just a lot of corruption everywhere. And to be honest, again, people know 2020 didn't go the way it was supposed to go. And not because, Trump wasn't president. If you lived in Pennsylvania, you knew that it didn't go the way it was supposed to go. So this is a lot of reaching that's being done. And in order to reach, to make these cases on Trump, they're using people who would take any opportunity to, make a name for themselves or whatever have you. I don't know, but I've got some I've got some information, but I've been doing some sleuthing myself, and I found out some background information that nobody else is going to talk about. We'll talk about that a little later.
That testimony seemed to be, not all that probative. It didn't really move the needle very much, other than to maybe explain why Fani Willis can't answer a straight question. She seems to get that naturally, from her father. But we did not see we didn't see any other witnesses that would contradict the claim that this affair started in 2019.
No,
listen,
that's the thing.
Forget about
I want to go through it. Hold on, because I want to play some of this down. But this is important, because when we closed the day on Thursday, Robin Yeartie did some damage. Fani and Nathan later took the stand and said, Robin is wrong. It didn't begin until 2022. But when the day closed, Fani's lawyer said the next day they were going to demolish Robin Yeartie with witnesses showing us how dishonest she was. Not one. They didn't call one witness to even try to do that. It was either a bluff or it fell through, but she didn't have it. And trust me, if she had it, she would have put the witness.
And that's the problem. The lies make this whole situation look crazy. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, this woman has been used for what they wanted to use her for. They're done with her. Move on. Drop the case. There's no point anymore to do this with Trump, because you guys picked the wrong one. You thought she had a stand-up past, and that's why y'all used her. And I'm not making any excuses for Fani, because she should have known better than to get involved with things that had nothing to do with her. Okay? She should have known better. But like humans do, she got involved with the glitz and glam, and now she's getting railroaded everywhere. And there's nothing else to say about it. There's nothing else to say. she's getting railroaded. It is what it is. She put herself in that position. You got Leo Terrell, who's like, attention, Fani Willis, stop using black churches to play race card. Attention, black churches, stop inviting Democrats and white liberals. The problem is, believe it or not, Fani Willis was not really a hardcore Democrat, which is why, again, she got herself involved with things that she had no business getting involved in. Shout out to AC Truth. AC Truth on Twitter. I will show you her handle. Who I was talking to on Twitter, who shared this flyer with me. But now, when you look at this, it looks like something like, oh, she's going to go after Trump or something. Do you think that this is from something recent? It's not. This is from when Fani was running for the DA position. She was the moderate Democrat. And if you read here, it says supported by Trump, meaning that Fani was actually a Trump, I don't want to say a Trump fan, but AC Truth was letting me know. Let me just show you who AC Truth is. AC Truth, she's based out of Atlanta. And this is her handle on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, go follow her and go on the Twitter Spaces and listen. She knows the back end of this story. And she said she was shocked when she found out. Yeah, this is where she must have been on a punch bowl this morning, right? But she said she was shocked when she found out that Fani was going to prosecute Trump because they all voted for her based on her moderate Democrat ways. Like she was, whatever moderate Dem is. Back in the day, there was such a thing as a moderate Democrat, but today there really isn't. So whoever placed her on top, they probably came back and said, yo, we gave you money, you won, and now we need you to do what we want you to do. And that is to go get Donald Trump. And unfortunately, she put herself in that position where she thought she was going to do it. But you don't think that there's another side of the aisle that is doing investigations on you and realizing that you're not as stand up as you pretend to be while you quote unquote go get Trump? It doesn't make sense.
So my question was, where did that cash originally come from? If it didn't come out of the bank?
Cash is fungible. I had cash for years in my house. So for me to tell you the source of when it comes from, when you go to Publix and you buy something, you get $50, you throw it in there. It's been my whole life. When I took out a large amount of money on my first campaign, I kept some of the cash of that.
Yep. Yeah, she doesn't know where the money's come from. She doesn't know where the money's going. She can't count her money, but definitely I'm sure that Fulton County, when it comes to counting votes, everything is above bar. I mean, this is supposed to be the smartest woman in the county. She's a district attorney. And so, yeah, totally trust the process down there. No corruption when it comes to the votes. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we are not worthy. We deserve more of this. We need to see more of these people testifying on the stand regarding their misconduct. And really what I want you to take away from this is that this was so ghetto. It was so fabulous in all the wrong ways that even MSNBC, who specializes in fake news, had to admit that, ooh, yeah, this case is over.
I think for me, I want y'all to get something a little different out of it. You know, a lot of times we do go after the face of the controversy. And trust me, I want to be clear. Fani put herself out there, so she deserves everything that she's getting. She should have stayed true to her roots because she does come from a very conservative family. Sadly, blacks are always Democrats. But really, she comes from a conservative family. A lot of people are going to say that the father was a Black Panther when he was younger. I don't know about all that. But what I do know is that church that she was at is a Seventh-day Adventist church. It is a pretty conservative church. They go to church on Saturday and everything. I am a Seventh-day Adventist. That's why I'm like, I don't understand how this girl let herself get involved with this, but people will destroy any institution. The fact is, Fani Willis also put away a lot of teachers because they weren't teaching kids in Atlanta. Fani Willis was apparently ran out of a certain part of Fulton County because she was doing conservative things. She was actually upholding her position. But sadly, she allowed people, or whatever glitz and glam, like I said, to make her whatever, glitz and glam. She let it take over. She let the money get her. They played her. She put herself in a bad position. It's her fault. This is an explanation, not an excuse. And at the end of the day, we should also find out who funded her? Who's really putting her up to do this so we could get them too, you know? But this is who she is now. Now she will forever be known as Fani Willis, a ghetto superstar. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.
This has been a bombshell, and it was a sort of a slow burn. But if you parse the language, huge issues here. And I want to be really clear: this is not about a relationship between two consenting adults. This has nothing to do with that. It's about lying to the court. It's about potential financial gain on the part of Fani Willis, and not even so much. That's a second. That takes the back seat here. The issue is that her credibility is shot. Just as Anthony was saying, if she lied to the court, she submitted something to the court that she knew was false and inaccurate, what else was she lying about? It's a horrible look for her. I think this case is dead in the